Hello, my name is Michelle Lee, and today I will be presenting on gun policy and its association with homicide risk, specifically focusing on the effects of the 2007 repeal of the Permit to Purchase, or PTP, gun licensing law in Missouri. According to the National Center for Injury Control and Prevention, homicide is the leading cause of racial disparity in deaths for African American men and also the second leading cause of death for males between ages 15 and 34. Our research focuses on the effects of gun policy aimed to reduce firearm homicide risk in response to a paper written by Webster et al. In 2014, which called for more comprehensive research on two significant factors: the time before own state firearm recovery and the proportion of own state gun traces. We also intend to include homicide as an outcome measure in the near future, but for now, we will focus on these two measures. Our plan was to use a difference in difference study to compare Missouri with its border states and for selected control states. A difference in difference study uses controls to account for other changes that may affect the outcome variable and determine whether changes can be attributed to a specific treatment. To select for our control states, we obtained datasets for a list of covariates that Webster et al. Also used in their 2014 study: unemployment, poverty, incarceration, burglary for a type of crime that would be unaffected by gun policy, officers per capita, and four other gun control policies: stand your ground laws, right to carry laws, Saturday night special bans, and young adult firearm prohibitions. These data were then used to calculate the Mahalanobis distance between Missouri and the other 49 states, plus the District of Columbia, to match Missouri with states that would be most like itself in terms of the selected covariates. We selected 8 states so that we could run a difference in difference study with Missouri's 8 border states as a check. The 8 states we found with the smallest values were Colorado, Georgia, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, South Carolina, and Texas. To ensure that this process was necessary, we ran t-tests and found that there were no statistically significant outliers among the covariate selected states for 2006, our starting point. We then used the covariate selected states to create a multiple linear regression model in R to predict for our two outcome variables using state, year, and an indicator variable for Missouri before 2008, and then analyze the summary. Looking at the p-value for the indicator variable, we concluded that when we controlled for state and year, there is evidence that our indicator variable, labeled MO 2008 GE, significantly changes the proportion variables under the 0.05 significance level. When we look at the plot here, it is easy to see the differences after the 2007 repeal. The summarized values of the border states are shown in red, the covariate selected states are shown in green, and Missouri is shown in blue. As you can see, the slope increases sharply for proportion owned state gun trace after 2007. We hypothesize that the 2014 dip in owned state gun traces is because a significant event may have caused large police stations to recommend for officers to avoid dangerous interactions in light of protest. None of the other states seem to show such a significant dip in the same year. The reason we believe this may be true is because this phenomena has happened before often in the past. The proportion of guns traced within a year of purchase also spiked sharply after 2007, before stabilizing at a relatively high level. Because our study has yet to conclude, we do not yet have a good display of our results, nor have we tried to interpret our findings on a larger scale. But the data seems like it supports conclusion that Missouri's repealing of its PTP handgun licensing law led to spikes in owned state gun ownership and shortened the time guns were held before crimes were committed. This would mean that a PTP handgun licensing law would be beneficial to reduce violent gun crime. Thank you.